Today we begin hour 26. Before we begin, we're going to review. Once again, review is the key to becoming fluent and becoming comfortable with the patterns. So please repeat or answer the question. Did he stop you from doing it when he saw you there? Do you wish you could have gone after school was over? Don't you wish he would have told your mother? Every time he goes there, does he like swimming? Instead of studying English, what have you decided to learn? Do you wish you could learn that just in case you need it? What did you happen to do together the first time you met? Will you be finished studying by the time he gets here? Don't you wish he would stop telling you to do that? What do you wish you could buy? Does she wish she could have been thinner? Now that he graduated, where is he going to get a job? Didn't it sound like he was mad at you the last time you were together? Did you get the chance to ask him where he lives? After how many minutes will he be leaving? Have you got any clue what he ended up doing? Didn't he say he had trouble talking to her? What has he got to do that for? Does she appear to be happier now that she got married? How long has it been since you all went on a trip? Did all of them tell you to come back to get it? Don't you wish the kids had fun being there? What does he wish he would have done there? How many hours ago did she need to leave? Wouldn't you prefer studying instead of going home? Will he be staying there until when his mother comes home? Don't you wish he could have been stronger? Wish they had been closer? Did he tell you that they appeared to be happy together? As soon as he arrives, what are you thinking about doing together? Don't you wish he would stop drinking beer? Do you wish you could have been together last night? How many hours will it take to get there? Did he say he was as old as you? Aren't you glad you asked him to come with you? Don't you wish you had had more money? Did he explain it so that they would do well on the test? Did you have him go there so that he could pick it up? Do you ever tell him what he has to do? Will it be worth going there on October the 18th? Don't you wish he was interested in doing that? What has she been doing while you were away? Okay, let's go to our lesson. It's 26. Yesterday we learned I wish I could have, I wish I would have. We learned the difference between could and would with the pattern I wish I could go, I wish I would go. Today we learn this pattern. Once again you see here could and would. This is, once again, reflects either a weak possibility or a good possibility of something happening. If and a sentence. Now, we studied in another hour if and a sentence, and this is a bit different when you have could and would. The difference is that in this future tense, when it's talking about things that will happen in the future, this asterisk, you can use the present or the past tense in this sentence, and it is the same. So, if he goes, I could go. If he went, I could go. If she sees it, she could buy it. If she saw it, she could buy it. In this sentence, either the present or the past tense can be used. If he came here, I could be happier. So let me ask you some questions here. If they gave it to you, could you accept it? If he comes in, could you help him? If she came, what could you do together? If he studied hard, could it be easier? If you met her, could you talk a long time? If you knew that, could you help him to do it? If he visits you, could you make supper for him? Obviously, this can go at the beginning or at the end of the sentence. It makes no difference. Could you learn it if you went to that school? Could you change it if you had the money? Could he open it if you gave him the keys? If they have time, could they bring it? Okay, now we move to the good possibility with would. If he sold it, would you be mad? If he sat there, would you tell him to get up? What would you do if he came? If she contacted him, would you be angry? Would you go if they decided to go? If they didn't pay you, would you be angry? What would you take if you went to their house? Where would you drive if it wasn't snowing? Who would wait for you if you were late? If she made supper, would you be happy? Would you try it on if she bought it for you? If you have time, where would you go shopping? Okay, we review both sides here. Could you do it if he did it? Would he remember it if he had more time? Wouldn't you be tired if you had to work longer? Would she be bored if she had to do it twice? Could he be popular if he had more money? Would you be hungry if you skipped lunch? Would you be polite to him if he dropped by? Could he help you if you asked him to? Would he be stronger if he exercised more? Okay, now we move to the past tense. Yesterday I mentioned to you these short forms. When people speak fast, could have can sound like could of or coulda. Would have can sound like would of or woulda. We're also going to study should today, and should have, when spoken quickly, can sound like should have, shoulda. Now these are not written forms, you won't see them written anywhere, but in conversation when people speak, you will often hear this. I suggest that students use the long form, could have, would have, should have, but you're going to hear from native speakers this shorter form. It is easier to say. Just repeat here. I could have gone. I could have gone. I could have gone. She would have left. She would have left. She would have left. It's just easier to say. Easier to say. And when you're speaking quickly, the shorter form will come out. Once again, would have can also, you could have would apostrophe VE, would have, could apostrophe VE, could have. But the sound is something like this. So I wanted to mention this to you. You will hear it in its short form a lot. So the past tense here. Notice the two stars here. You can either use the past tense or had and the past perfect. So if she came, if she had come. If he studied, if he had studied, it is the same. you'll notice that in both of these forms, both here and here, the past tense is acceptable. So in the beginning, just try to use the past tense, and once you feel strong with it, then you can move to this other option if you like. So let me ask you a few questions here. If she came earlier, could you have gone? If he taught it, could you have understood it? If you saw her, could you have talked to her? If he explained it, could it have been easier? Could he have fixed it if he was there? Could they have been rich if they had worked there? Could it have been dangerous if you went swimming there? Could he have been wrong if he tried to answer it? So, we will review these three. Would you have gone if I asked you? Who could you have called if you had a phone? Would he complain if he saw that? Could you wash it if you have the water? Would you lend him money if he needed to buy it? Could you have met him if you took a taxi? Would you contact him if you knew his phone number? What would you wash if you had a washing machine? Could he practice if the weather was warmer? Could he have cooked it if he had time? Okay, we remove to the good possibility in the past. This is would have. Once again, the short form. Would have, would of, woulda. If he came, would you have been delighted? If she fell, would she have hurt her knee? If he had talked to her, would you have been disappointed? Wouldn't it have been difficult if you had tried to do it? Would he have flown there if his dad got sick? Would you have taken a taxi if you had gotten up late? Would he have believed it if you had told him? Would they have been nervous if they saw you coming? Okay, we're going to do all four now. Would he be disappointed if you came? Would it have been all right if she had left early? Would he have cheated if he took that test? Could it have been lighter if you took that out of the bag? Would it have been cooler if you had gone there in November? Wouldn't it be great if he came? If she knew that, would you be surprised? What would you teach if you were a teacher? What would you tell him to do if he happened to come in? Would she have waited for you if you had been late? Would he worry if you didn't show up? Would you have forgiven her if she had apologized? If he fell, would he have broken his leg? Could he have gone with you if the weather was better? Okay, we finally move down to this third pattern. So we have could, would, and should. And what is the difference? Basically, could is a weak possibility. It conveys the feeling. Weak possibility. Good possibility would be would. And should conveys a judgment. Either it's good or bad. So example, once again, it's in the future or the past. If he comes, you should talk to him. The judgment is, if you don't talk to him, I think it's bad. You should. You should always tell the truth if they ask you a question. You shouldn't lie if he asks you. You should be polite if you meet his parents. So a should is reflecting a particular judgment that you're making. Once again, in this sentence, as you see here at the bottom, you can use the present or the past. So please answer. If she came, should you talk to her? If she wants to go, should she get permission? Should he be satisfied if you did that for him? Should he be comfortable if he bought that chair? Should he be embarrassed if he does that? So we're going to do all 5 here. What should you do if he came? Would he be jealous if you bought that? Would you have been embarrassed if they found out? What would you have washed if you went to their house? If he talked to you, should you listen? What would you have given him if he had come here? If you had known that, what could you have done? Should you try it if it isn't difficult? Shouldn't you get a hold of her if she wants to go? Would you have been happier if they had won? Would you have turned off the TV if they were fighting? Could he have gotten up late if he didn't have to go to school? Would you have followed them if you had seen them? Should you work there until late if they need you? Okay, the final pattern here reflects the past. Once again, the short forms. Should have, should have, shoulda. Obviously, should have. The short form also should apostrophe VE, should have. But in conversation, they may sound like this. In this sentence, once again, you can either have the past tense or had and the past participle. So, if he came, you should have talked to him. If they yelled at her, you should have protected her. If they wanted it, you should have given it to them. They should have been embarrassed if they did that. They should have been careful if they drove there in the snow. He shouldn't have given up if he took that test. He should have tried if he had the opportunity to go there. Should he have closed it if he was finished using it? Shouldn't they have sent it back if they didn't want to have it? Shouldn't you have looked around more if you were there? If she had been there, shouldn't she have helped them to do it? Okay, let's review all of these here. If he comes, should I leave? Would you be happy if he left? Should you have walked away if he yelled at you? If she came, could you give this to her? Could he have finished it if he got there early? Should you believe him if he tells you that? Wouldn't they have complained if you told them to come back? Should he be grateful if you did that for him? Shouldn't they have been full if they ate that much? Could you have made supper if she wasn't able to do it? Who would you have visited if you had gone there? Could you have taught them if they asked you? Where would you have sat if you went there? If she walked there, should you have gone with her? What would he have bought if he had the money? If she came, could you go? Should they have started to do that if he wasn't there? Would you pick her up if she needed a ride? Would you have been excited if you had seen that? Okay, these patterns in hour 26 will take a while to get used to. There's a great opportunity here to practice. These pattern 26 just reviews only these patterns here, and then this combines reviews of patterns 1 through 26. Thank you.